Hey everyone, Ryan Renard here again. Today we're going to talk ball position. This is one of the most common questions that I get from people who are newer to the game. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a club that's kind of in the middle of the bag, right, a 7-iron. And then I'm going to work my way through the irons from longest to shortest. Then we'll talk about hybrids, fairway woods, and driver, okay? So let's get to it. Here we go. So if I put these two alignment sticks on the floor here to show you kind of where my 7-iron foot position would be. And if you notice, when I take my stance inside of these alignment sticks, you'll see that they're basically on the outside of my shoulders. Okay, so a good reference point when you're taking your setup with this, let's say 7-iron, is if you get your laces to about the width of your shoulders, you're probably in a good starting spot. Okay, then it comes down to where does the ball go? Is it in the middle of my stance? Is it forward of my stance? There are all sorts of little factors that come in and play there based on where you consistently make contact with the ground. But for general purposes right now, I'll say it this way. You'll see that there's a zipper on my shirt. And imagine if there was a little logo to the left over here, okay? If the ball is positioned anywhere between the zipper on my shirt and the logo on my shirt, it's probably in a pretty good position, okay? So if I take my setup like this, you'll see that the zipper should be kind of on the back side of the golf ball, maybe just a hair behind it on this side, okay? This is a great ball position. Now, from there, this ball isn't really going to move. The only thing that's going to move is my right foot. Okay, so my left foot is still in line with this alignment stick, but my right foot is adjusted. It's not going to go that far, but you'll see. Okay, so for starters, here's a 7-iron. And now I'm going to go to 5-iron, then 6, then 7, then 8. Here we go. 5-iron. Ball's positioned in the same spot. All I'm doing is widening my right foot. Okay, so I have a little bit wider base. 6-iron, shouldn't be much different than a 7. 6-iron, ball's in the same spot, right in between here and here. And my stance is just a little bit outside of this right stick. Left foot is still in line with this alignment stick. Back to a 7-iron. Right in line again with those two sticks. Here's an 8-iron, so it's getting a little shorter now. Left foot is still in line with this stick. You'll notice that this foot has come in marginally closer to the golf ball. Okay, so there's my 8-iron position. 9-iron. You'll notice now that this foot has come in a little bit further inside of this right alignment stick. Left foot still in line with this alignment stick. Ball hasn't moved. Pitching wedge. Left foot stays on that alignment stick. This foot is now inside of that alignment stick, okay? So now my right foot has come in even further. That would be, give or take, pitching wedge. This is a gap wedge or a wedge for some of the sets out there. This one's a 50-degree wedge. Now you'll notice that my feet are even more narrow. Left foot still stays in the same spot. Ball hasn't moved. Right foot comes in further. Here is a, let's call it sand wedge, lob wedge. It's a 58-degree. Okay, so here, left foot stays there. Right foot comes even further. So what you're going to notice now is that the ball is kind of moving back in my stance now. So it is more now, if I were to say the zipper of my shirt is here, maybe it's on the front side of the ball now. But all you have to think is I didn't move my left foot. It's just my right foot that keeps coming in. So yeah, the ball is going to move a little bit that way in my stance, the more over here I tend to get. Okay, so now I'll grab a hybrid and I'll just go like so. You're going to notice that my left foot is still in line with that alignment stick. And as I widen out a little bit more, you'll see that my foot is now well outside of this. Okay, so longer club compared to a 7-iron. Okay, so that's a good 3 inches shorter, the 7-iron, than this hybrid. So longer club, wider stance. Now let's go to fairway wood. All right, what's this one? 3 wood. Okay, so left foot in line with that stick. Now I've widened out even more. Okay, and my personal preference when it comes to this is actually to not have my feet parallel. but to go a little bit on an angle with both feet. Okay, it helps with stability, it helps with rotation, helps with all sorts of things. Okay, so from there, that will be 3-wood setup, my bad. Now, here's where it gets a little bit different. So I'm not going to put this on a tee because I'm standing on an indoor putting green. But now I have a driver in my hands. Now, the only thing that changes is your driver, the ball position moves up forward. This is all in relation to a concept called low point. I've done videos on these on low point in the past. You can visit those if you like. Ultimately, low point is just this, right? So if there's a pendulum swinging back and forth, the lowest point of the pendulum is kind of right at the bottom of the pendulum. With a driver, we want to be hitting up on the golf ball. Okay, so what we do there is we move the ball forward of the middle of our stance. Okay, so from there, this would be my setup with the driver. So now my feet are wide, my left foot is still in line with that alignment stick, and the ball is somewhere up around that alignment stick. Okay, so that pretty much covers it when it comes to ball position. Everyone's going to be different. Okay, your ball position might vary slightly based on your swing dynamics, but these are just for general purposes if you're starting out in the game. This is a good starting point. Okay, so if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Send me an email, I'd be happy to get back to you. And once again, thanks for watching.